Hi there, I thought we'd talk about They're Watching, a horror film that's currently available on Amazon Prime. They're Watching is a horror film I came across on Amazon Prime that I knew nothing about until I read the description. First of all, I should probably say they don't like it being referred to as a horror film. From what I understand, having looked at some stuff online after I'd watched it, the creators consider it more to be a comedy with horror elements. That said, it's still billed under the horror category, so I'm guessing there's some discussion there between Amazon and the people who made it. Anyway, it follows a group of reality TV makers who are doing a sort of home restoration show where you initially see some footage from the start where they see this American woman who has moved to a foreign country in order to be with her new partner and set up a sort of house in the middle of the country. She's an artist. Now you then cut to sort of a year later or what have you, where they're going back to see on how the renovations are going. There's tensions between the team. You've got one mouthy bloke who's, you know, the main driving force for most of the comedy and the sort of narrative, and then you've got a pretty young intern sort of assistant who's there because her relative got her in the job. You've got a sort of hunky cameraman who's been out to the war in the Middle East, so you know there's a attraction there, and you've got this bitchy host come producer, you know, enough to make the plot bubble a little. And they meet up with the estate agent who sold the house because he's sort of their fixer, translator, go-between for the locals. Anyway, they get there and it's your standard sort of Eastern European classic village where everyone looks at you funny, they shut the doors when you walk down the street, etc. It turns out that they have a history of burning witches at their place, and it was only 100 years ago that they last burnt a witch, so it's not as if it's sort of in the Dark Ages. You see sort of elements of this throughout the town. They go to the lady's house. She's on her own, her partner's away, and she reveals some things she's found in the house. There's frogs everywhere. There's weird like paintings in her basement, and you go, okay. Then they go out one night, they get on with the locals, turn out they're not that bad, but then one of them says witch and everyone sort of turns on them. And then they end up getting trapped in the house by the locals and picked off one by one. That's fine. I forgot to say it's a found footage film, but it's not bad found footage film in the fact that you can see everything. Essentially, it's filmed. You know, I won't worry too much about being found footage. Not a lot sort of happens action-wise for the first 40-50 minutes, but I didn't find myself bored. Sometimes with these films, or any film, you can be bored with these horror things for a period of time because they're just saving all their money shots for the end and there's real filler. I know this had filler, but it was acted well and written to a level where I wasn't bored. I just wasn't. I happily watched it. I happily, you know, going along with these characters and listening to what they said, and you do forget that there's meant to be something that's going to happen at the end. And there's enough sort of little hints throughout it to sort of pique your interest every now and then. I put it on before bedtime because I wanted something to sort of relax to, and it served the purpose perfectly. Until the last 20 minutes when shit starts to happen, and then it goes absolutely bonkers, and I mean that. The witch, as you might expect from this film, is revealed. There's a little bit of a surprise come twist, I suppose, in that respect, but it wasn't really. And you get some special effects, you get some good CGI, you get some gore, and they just keep laying it on and on. And it's like it goes from 0 to 100 miles an hour instantly. And you go, fucking hell, okay, yeah, that woke me back up then before going to bed. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. I thought the bit at the end was good, how they just didn't sort of do everything in half light. You see what's going on, you see everything, and yeah, it was a surprisingly enjoyable watch. Just don't sit there and go, oh, it's boring after the first 20 minutes. If that's the case, just turn it off. But if you just want something you can put on, relax to and enjoy, I don't know, on a dank Sunday afternoon, let's say, and you want to play on your phone or your iPad while you're getting through the main bit of the plot, and then watch the madness at the end, I'd recommend this for you. It's exactly that kind of film. It is not badly made at all. It's well made. They put effort into it, and I think it should be watched. As I say, it's available on Amazon Prime as part of your normal subscription at the moment, so you wouldn't lose any money by watching it, and I think it should be seen. Please let me know what you think, positive or negative. Otherwise, please feel free to like and subscribe, and thanks for